In Australia's northern wilderness, the peculiar frilled lizard performs a striking defensive dance. Rearing up on hind legs, it unveils a vibrant frill and yellow mouth while hissing fiercely. If undeterred, it dashes frantically to safety, frill and mouth agape. These tree-dwelling dragon family members inhabit tropical forests and savanna woodlands, feasting on ants, lizards, spiders, cicadas, termites, and small mammals. Adults, varying regionally, can reach 3 feet and 1.1 pounds. Predators include birds of prey, larger lizards, snakes, dingoes, and feral cats. Although not protected, habitat loss and predation affect their populations. Frillneck hatchlings, emerging from 23 underground eggs, are born ready to hunt and showcase their frills. While their wild lifespan is uncertain, captive individuals have lived up to 20 years. In the summer of 1831, earthquakes and sulfuric odors preceded the sudden emergence of a volcanic island off Sicily's coast. The island reached 4 times its initial size with 2 peaks and lakes, and lay in the Mediterranean's strategically important narrow passage. Sicily, Great Britain and France all sought to claim it, resulting in a diplomatic stalemate. The island garnered widespread media attention, and notable figures like Sir Walter Scott visited it. However, by December, the island vanished beneath the waves due to erosion of its weak volcanic rock, called tephra. The British named the underwater remnant the Graham Shoal, and it continued to attract attention. In 1987, the US Navy mistook it for a Libyan submarine and attacked it. Italians attempted to claim the submerged peak for Italy with a plaque, which later broke apart. Though still active and capable of resurfacing, the island's fate and ownership remain uncertain. In the basement of Oglethorpe University in Georgia, the Crypt of Civilization, a 20 by 10-foot waterproofed room, has remained sealed since 1940. It contains a vast array of artifacts and microfilm records, representing a snapshot of human civilization and technology from that time. It was the brainchild of Dr. Thornwell Jacobs, who cited his inspiration from the opening of Egyptian pyramids. The time capsule aims to preserve information for future generations, with a planned opening in 8113 AD. The crypt holds over 640,000 pages of documents on microfilm, photographs, voice recordings, and various artifacts. To ensure their preservation, sensitive items are sealed in stainless steel containers filled with nitrogen. The International Time Capsule Society now resides at Oglethorpe University, promoting the study and documentation of time capsules. Chaothuite is the rarest mineral on Earth, known from only a single 1.6 carat specimen discovered near Mogok, Myanmar. This reddish-orange stone is transparent and was recognized by the International Mineralogical Association in 2015. Bismuth and antimony are the main components of this mineral, with traces of tantalum. These elements are rare metals, but not exceptionally so. Sapphire hunters found the specimen in a stream bed and named it after Dr. Kayao Thu, a former geologist at Yangon University. Myanmar is home to numerous gemstones, including the second rarest mineral, painite. The high number of gemstones in Myanmar is due to the pressure and heat produced by tectonic forces when India collided with Asia tens of millions of years ago. Despite its ultra-rarity, a synthetic replica of chaothuite is available. Capgras syndrome causes individuals to believe that their close friends or family members have been replaced by identical imposters. Named after French psychiatrist Jean-Marie Joseph Capgras, who first described the disorder in 1923 as l'illusion des socies, literal translation, the illusion of doppelganger. It can also cause people to doubt their own identity upon seeing their reflection, or believe that objects have been replaced by duplicates. The full cause of Capgras syndrome remains uncertain, but brain lesions and a higher incidence of schizophrenia have been observed in some cases. Connections to prosopagnosia, a face recognition impairment, have also been proposed. No consistently effective treatment has been discovered as of yet, but often therapy, with the support of antipsychotic medication, is prescribed. The disorder highlights the complexity of the human mind's cognitive processes in perceiving reality. In 1905, the construction of the impressive Wardenclyffe Tower, a 187-foot structure designed by Nikola Tesla, began in Shoreham, New York. The tower featured a 55-ton conductive metal dome and an iron root system reaching over 300 feet into the earth. Tesla, already known for his alternating current technology, aimed to further revolutionize the world with a wireless power transmission system. Tesla had demonstrated wireless power transmission using gas discharge tubes in New York City and performed experiments confirming the Earth's conductivity. However, construction was halted on the structure prematurely after Tesla's savings were exhausted and investor interest waned. If Wardenclyffe had been completed, the world may have enjoyed advancements in electricity and wireless communication earlier. Instead, the tower was scrapped in 1917 to repay debts. The banana is one of the most popular fruits globally, but the possibility of it going extinct has become a concern due to the lack of genetic diversity. The Cavendish banana, currently the most abundant type, replaced the Gros Michel as the main variety after it was nearly wiped out in the 1950s due to a fungus called Panama disease. Banana plants grow in an interesting way. They produce suckers, which are genetically identical to the original plant. These suckers can be cut off and planted in the ground, which means that they are essentially clones of each other. A newer strain of Panama disease has emerged, and there is no known treatment for it. Researchers are exploring different options, including intercropping with other plants or examining the genetic makeup of other banana varieties for disease-resistant traits. The Fulton Surface-to-Air Recovery System, nicknamed Skyhook, was an aerial recovery system used by the US military and the CIA. It utilized a self-inflating balloon with an attached lift line, which was then snared by a specially adapted aircraft flying overhead. Wearing an overall-type harness, individuals on the ground could then be lifted and reeled on board. Red flags and lights on the lift line helped guide the pilot during both daylight and night recoveries. Robert Edison Fulton Jr. developed the system for the CIA in the early 1950s, and the first human pickup took place on the 12th of August, 1958. Despite the high-risk nature of the system, only one fatal accident was recorded in its many years of use. The system was decommissioned in 1996 with the emergence of long-range helicopters with aerial refueling capabilities. During the Spanish Inquisition, heretics were subjected to brutal torture methods, including the infamous Judas cradle. This medieval torture device was a wooden pyramid resembling a stool with a razor-sharp tip. The victim was suspended above the device, their hands and feet bound by ropes attached to gears, and then lowered onto the tip of the pyramid, sometimes with additional weights, until it ripped through their pelvis. The device was designed by Italian lawyer Hippolytus de Marsilius, who also introduced water torture to the world. Marsili considered many of his torture techniques to be humane, including the Judas cradle, as they did not involve burning or breaking bones. The Spanish inquisitors also employed other cruel tortures, such as the Spanish donkey, the rack, and the knee splitter, to extract information from alleged heretics. In the 17th century, sailors and ship owners of Plymouth petitioned for the construction of a lighthouse on the Eddystone Reef, one of the most dangerous in the English Channel, despite general agreement that the task was impossible. Henry Winstanley, a showman at heart, convinced the Admiralty to fund the project and designed and built the world's first open-sea lighthouse on the jagged rock. During the 9 Years' War, a French privateer destroyed all the work that had been done and took Winstanley to France. However, Louis XIV ordered his release on hearing of the nature of his work, stating that France is at war with England, not humanity. Progress was slow on the wooden structure, but on November 14, 1698, Winstanley climbed the steps of his lighthouse to its lantern, where he lit 50 tallow candles, marking the location of the Eddystone for the first time. Sadly, in 1703 he perished in the lighthouse attempting to weather the greatest storm.